Philippe, would that be fair to say it was all about the result today rather than the performance?
No, you want performance also, of course, and I think we did in the first half in some moments, but not enough. But okay, my colleague spoke also about that last week, I think. In a lot of countries now, last couple of years, you look at fixtures and when they are played, which moments, all over Europe, or there are even teams where teams don't have to play when they have to play Europe, like we had with Kiev, for example. So you play today at 12 o'clock after a European trip where you come home around 2 o'clock at Ochenhawi, so then you need to drive back home, so players sleep, if they're lucky, around 4. You have the next day training. You don't have you lost one night of sleep. You have 1 night of sleep, and this one is also a short one because you need to wake up really early to be ready for the game. So yes, I saw a few players or several players or almost everybody who played on Thursday, and even the guys who didn't play, that they were less fresh than in the last couple of weeks. It's normal. So it's important to take the 3 points also then. And we had also the ball and the best chances in this game. So that's what you want, to keep the clean sheet. Do I want better football? Yes, for sure. Do the players want them? That also, yes, for sure. And you want to see what you saw on Thursday. But it's important also in these moments when you're less fresh, when you're tired, to dig in, to get the results, and the deserved results, and to take the 3 points and then focus on Thursday again.
Defensively, that's another clean sheet and proved vital today. Are you beginning to see now with the back four settling down that the partnerships developing you spoke about earlier in the season?
Yeah, of course, and that takes time. So I think Jefte is improving a lot compared with pre-season, and it's normal. It's what we knew. He's still a young player with not much experience, from 20 years old, but he's making really big steps. The partnership between Robin and John is getting better and better, that they get to know each other better in the reactions and what to do in what situations. Nana came also in a really good way. He played also a good game in the weekend. Taf was here, of course. Jack was here, of course, last season, but they need to make also the partnership with the other players on the pitch. And with Baz it's the same. He's new, and it's the first time that he plays so many minutes every 3 days. So he was also less fresh today for me. But they all keep the structure. They keep doing the things how we want to see it, how we want to defend in our principles. And that's important to keep your structure all game. So in that way, we didn't give away chances by being out of structure.
Philippe, you talk about the kick-off time, did you raise any concerns with the SPFL about having to play at this time?
No, it's too late for that. But we spoke about that already last season. And of course, I'm not the guy who has contact with the SPFL. I don't know the people there, so there are other people in the club who talked about that last couple of months. But at the end, it's you guys or the television who decides, apparently. But it's something to think about if you want to have good quality product, that you think about those things also, because it's a massive difference to sleep longer today and have a 3 or 5 o'clock kickoff. It's a big difference, and I understand people who never played, who never traveled in that way. They don't understand, because it's like, okay, you need to be there every game and you need to run every time, and because you're well paid, and that's true also. But there's a difference for every athlete in every sport.
In terms of Jack's performance, I mean, he's had a wee bit of criticism this season, but you saw today.
Yeah.
I mean, but you saw today his performance is, back to the levels that we've seen the best of him.
I don't know about this criticism, but I don't read everything. That's maybe good. Yeah, of course, he make a massive save on the penalty, and that makes a difference. It's also not easy last couple of weeks to be the goalkeeper, because he really didn't have much job to do because of the good work in front of him, but also because of his good coaching and being on top of things with the defense all the time. So that's also massive about a good goalkeeper, that he prevents also that he needs to make saves. And Jack doing that in a good way. So I think he will be happy that he could show his qualities one moment again.
Did you speak with Fletchlove when he came off? Because he was maybe getting a little bit frustrated with some of the, what was happening with the fans?
No, I just spoke with him about the game and the story we're making better and better. He didn't play too many games last season, so we need to raise his level in that way to be able to perform every 3 days, and that's a normal story.
Did you agree with the decision to give Hibernian a penalty in the first half?
No, I totally don't agree about that. And yeah, we had these discussions before the season, and it was really constructive, very good with almost all the managers there, with the referee department, and you've seen a clear change in the first week of the season in that way, that there were several moments that there were no penalties given in situations that last year it was a penalty, and this one is for me in that line. So we will have discussion probably this week, because it's important also as a manager to explain your players what is a penalty or not, but look back at the images. So the ball comes and John wants to block the ball, so he puts his leg up. Maybe I better stand up. I'm not as mobile as him. But he put his leg up. You cannot put your leg up with your arms like that. That's impossible. So he puts his leg up, so he needs to find balance. So his arms are like that when he puts his leg up. And then he sees the other one has contact or gonna get contact, and it's too late. And his natural reflex is to make himself smaller, to put his arm in front of him. And from 1 meter, the ball, not the arm there above his head, but in front of his body, the ball hits him and his arm goes then up like that. I want to ask them what a player can do different in that situation. It's impossible. It's biology. It's biodynamics in that way. And he makes himself smaller instead of he makes himself bigger. I've seen good decisions last couple of weeks with players where their arm was off their body, and it was not a penalty, and it was correct for me also in that way. So interesting discussion again, and it stays this gray zone, and we know of decision making, but it's important that everybody understands and is aligned, and that we can make the right decisions for the future in that way, and that we can explain our players also. But I don't think that John could have done something different in that situation. And his arm was in front of his body. So
another big goal from Tom Lawrence, obviously the one at Tannadice a couple of weeks back. He's a player that has had his injury troubles since he's been here, but are you now starting to see the best of him, a run of games and just getting into that run?
Yes, better and better. I saw also that second half he was also more tired and less decisive in his passing and in his shots. So still things to work on, but he made a massive step forward. What I want also from number 10 to be decisive, with assists, with goals, and he's been doing that in the preseason, also last couple of weeks, and it's something we missed also last season in that way, that the goals had to come from our striker or our wingers or our right fullback, but not enough from the number 10 position. So it's really important what he's been doing there, and it's also the quality finish that I want to see in that position, and what's Tom producing, I don't say every day on training, but a lot of times. So then it comes in the games also, because it's something we work on a lot.
Did you speak to the referee after the game about it?
No, short knee. But he was not really in the mood to discuss it there. So okay, can be. I'm also not always in the mood to discuss things. So no problem there. And I think it's really positive, the evolution of this season with Willie Cullum, that there can be communication about things, because it's not criticism or anything. I know there is a gray zone. It's about being clear towards your players, what is penalty or not. If it happens in our games or in other games, that it stays clear for everybody.
Philippe, can I quickly just ask on Mohamed Diamandi missed out today? How is he?
I don't know yet. but he's much better already. So he got a knock on his knee on Thursday. He was not available to play, but there's a big chance that he will be available for Thursday. That's what I count on. So nothing too much to worry about.